Hello and welcome to I Can Do Better Sustainability Stories with me, Emma Jane Beatty. Today, I'm very pleased to be talking to Professor Anant Paradkar. Professor, can I say, I'll just call you Anant from now on, if that's okay. He is the director of the Centre for Pharmaceutical Engineering Science at Bradford University, where I actually studied in the very late 1990s. Professor Paradkar has spent his career exploring how materials and technology can extend product life and reduce waste. Through his work on solutions such as EverShield, he brings a scientific perspective to one of the most practical sustainability challenges. And I'm here today to talk to him about how this helps him and his students to do better in their everyday choices. Hello, and I'm very pleased to meet you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Emma. It is great pleasure to be on your podcast.
Thank you. Can you please talk to me about how your career development as a food scientist and researcher and how the role of sustainability has changed throughout your career?
Yeah. So by training, I'm a pharmaceutical scientist. Mainly, I worked in how to develop products, how to change properties of the materials so that they are better absorbed, they are better processed, or mainly they can become stable. That is my core area. So I worked in India for 20 years in this materials, changing properties of the materials. In 2008, I started at University of Bradford, and I established that time Center for Pharmaceutical Engineering Science. So here, when I started, Bradford has a legacy in sustainable product development. My predecessor, Professor Peter York, he developed a sustainable technology for inhalation particles for inhalers. That technology was sold by University of Bradford for $220 million in 2001.
Wow.
So in 2001, Bradford is one of the major commercial success in sustainable product development with Professor Peter York. And that attracted me here, that this is how the real, whatever we do in research is translated into real world problems, to address real world problems. And I came here in 2008 to start working with Professor York. Then we established Center for Pharmaceutical Engineering Science. And I work very closely with engineers to how we can reduce solvents, mainly solvent-free processes, how we can reduce solvents from the processes. I work with companies, help companies to reduce their carbon footprint, reduce their solvent usage, change their packaging materials. So we have polymer engineers, process engineers, mechanical engineers, and me and colleagues like me from pharmaceutical and chemistry background. We work together at Bradford to solve the problems of the companies. So when I was doing that, I was approached by a company which was manufacturing effervescent products. And their challenge was, whenever we mix sodium bicarbonate and citric acid, which all of us use in regular or baking everywhere for any fizziness, as soon as we mix to make the tablets, the mass becomes damp, it catches moisture, and we cannot make the tablets. So this is a very common problem in effervescent product manufacturing. And we realized that really what is happening is citric acid catches moisture. Citric acid has a property to catch moisture, and once even small amount of moisture is there, they react. Citric acid reacts with sodium bicarbonate, and everything goes in. The water starts coming out from the reaction. How exactly then we try to understand how industries are manufacturing these. We have effervescent products on the market from maybe 1900, 1910 onwards. How do they manufacture? So the main technology or main thing what companies have to do, they have to dehumidify their complete manufacturing area and bring humidity to 20% relative humidity. So if we, in the UK, if we see the average humidity is around 70, 60 to 80% relative humidity, because we are an island, everywhere moisture is there. So high moisture. So every time you have to bring down humidity, so you have dehumidifiers required. What is carbon footprint of operating dehumidifiers? When the product which you are manufacturing is really, material is just sodium bicarbonate and citric acid. These are non-expensive, very cheap materials. Making tablet is easy technology, but making it becomes very expensive because you have to have a dehumidification process. So we started working on this. And what we did is, we thought that we understood that how citric acid absorbs water, which is from chemistry, and those sites from which water gets absorbed or binds with citric acid, we block those sites. This is the simple technology which we developed at Bradford. And we have a group which is working on this for a long time. And we use that technology to stabilize effervescent products.
Fantastic. So my ears pricked up when you talked about the packaging part of it connected to the sustainability element of it, which is obviously the angle that I'm particularly interested in. How are you then utilizing, as you say, that group of experts that you have to create the actual solution?
Okay, so what happens now? I told you about the problem with citric acid, and we blocked citric acid. But in normal manufacturing, when you do that and make the tablet, still the tablet will absorb moisture and it will just lose the carbon dioxide fizziness. Effervescent tablets means the tablet which, when you add to water, gives fizziness. So all vitamin tablets we must have seen on the market, vitamin C and vitamin D, different tablets you get. The problem is you have to protect these tablets from moisture. You need a container or a packaging material which will not allow tablets to come in contact with moisture. So what industry was doing, initially, if you see in how packaging started, it was a glass bottle with cork, that is 1940s. After that, some innovation happened and screw caps came. So tablets were in glass bottle with screw cap. And in 1960s around, plastic came in. Manufacturing started in the packaging system. Use of plastic has grown, and then the plastic tubes came up, and you can see all effervescent tablets in plastic tubes. So for 20 tablets, if you had to pack, you need 30 grams plastic. Cap of the bottle, plastic bottle, contains silica gel, so it is not recyclable. So tube is recyclable, but the cap is not recyclable. Consumers do not know about these things. It is very difficult for them. So what we did after that, with our technology, now citric acid does not absorb moisture. In scientific terms, we say non-hygroscopic. So now citric acid, we just change property of citric acid by making it, again, a term we call as co-crystal. In simple terms, we have blocked sites. It cannot now absorb moisture. Now you don't need any dehumidification required. You can manufacture under normal conditions. You can put it in paper packagings or recyclable packagings. It has changed the manufacturing and packaging totally together. Almost revolutionized in a way, I will say. Nobody has done it till now. So our technology is simple. One change in the property of the material has reduced carbon footprint by 60%. Now, once we have done this, we were thinking to introduce it into pharmaceuticals, but pharmaceutical has market or sector is regulated. It has more barriers. While doing that, we were approached by a company which wanted to bring tablet of cleaning solutions. So if we see all cleaning solutions we use, all-purpose cleaner, glass cleaner, and all daily household cleaning solutions which we use, they contain 10% solids or active material or surfactant, 90% water. So the idea came that why you need water? Just take a tablet and at home take the bottle and add tap water and start using it. Consider that I have received order today of 10,000 bottles of cleaning material. I need 10,000 liters of water, a big vessel, big manufacturing footprint. Instead of this, our technology now in any simple manufacturing place, you can manufacture 100,000 tablets in 5-6 hours, and no logistic cost, shelf space has gone. Every household uses around 60 bottles of cleaning solutions. Now the product is already on the UK supermarket. So that is Effershine, the trademark which we use. So this is a simple innovation in one change in the property of citric acid has made innovations in manufacturing and it made impact in packaging also. So this was our first, and in 2023 we launched product in the UK market. And then now we are working with a company called a Skipton-based company, Health Innovations, for manufacturing tablets for beverages, food and beverage. So if you see soft drink market, so it is big sustainability issue, and each company is trying to overcome this. So we have now developed tablets. Take these tablets, add into bottle, and your soft drink is ready. The product is already introduced in New Zealand, Australia.
It sounds like the Evershine innovation, which is patented now, I understand, would be appealing for the vitamins, minerals, and supplement sector too. Target customer.
Yeah, the university has patented it. University has patent on effervescent product. The patent has been licensed to a company in Yorkshire here, West Yorkshire here, called Octopoda Innovations. And we have manufacturing partner also in the Skipton. So we are looking at even starting from elderly people, consumers who have swallowing difficulty. They can take effervescent tablets, and then for them we need different type of packaging. For children, because soft drinks are for children, is also a major market. So it is across from young people to elderly people, all sectors we are working with. The challenges what we realize is packaging materials need to evolve much yet. So I will tell you from my experience, sometimes packaging material is not stable, which makes our products unstable. For example, when I'm saying that we want 100% plastic-free packaging, and that contains large amount of cellulose that absorbs moisture, and that itself is really the packaging material is destabilizing the product. Or many home compostable packaging materials do not have shelf life more than 1 year. I want to keep my product is stable if I keep in a plastic container, it is stable for 2 years. If the material is or plastic sachet, it is stable for 2 years. But in home compostable, because material packaging itself is not stable. So really what is required is we need packaging materials which are more stable, which are sustainable, but they need stability. When we are developing product, we find same problem. There are not enough materials which are designed for sustainability. So currently research is going on. We are expecting to start a big project with the support from West Yorkshire Combined Authority, where we are starting a packaging research laboratory.
Fantastic. So when you work on these kind of future-focused projects, that must be quite exciting for your students. Can you tell me how you encourage them to sort of see forward into these exciting opportunities that are around sustainability and packaging in particular?
Yeah, very interesting question. So we run a program. We have developed a program recently called BSc Pharmaceutical and Cosmetic Science program. Here, because we work with industries, we know what is currently required. If I go to any company, they want my sustainability credentials, but really we need to produce graduates who have this knowledge, who know about market, who know about sustainable development. So we have special focus on sustainability in our program. We start with sustainable development goals. In first year, they understand completely significance of sustainable development goal, but they have modules around sustainable product development and sustainable packaging. And students find it so interesting whenever they are doing any project, right? What are the challenges with packaging material? What are challenges with products? How I'm contributing to sustainable development goals. My research contributes to sustainable. So the main objective is we will be producing manpower which is responsible. They have good knowledge and understanding about sustainable development goals and work towards this. So we are developing more and more research projects around packaging materials. So we are working with number of companies with how packaging materials can be, novel materials can be developed, because we have excellent polymer processing laboratory and our understanding on product, our packaging testing capability which we are developing now. We are looking at strengthening our packaging research unit now.
That sounds like a really interesting collaboration with the future graduates and the experts coming together.
Yes.
And that leads me to my next question, actually. Where do you think that balance should sit between the potential that what packaging can do for us, and the responsibility of the consumer in terms of, like you said before, if something perhaps needs to be separated, the lid and the container? Yes, we need to, as packaging professionals, make things as sustainable as possible and as obvious as possible. But where does that responsibility go to the consumer to perhaps just do something a little bit like separating the lid and the container and putting it in the right bin?
Yeah. So these are the problems which and more into pharmaceuticals and as well as in nutritional supplements products. Many times we realize that consumers do not comply with the storage conditions asked on the packaging for the particular packaging material. For example, if we are using 100% plastic-free material, and we have said that keep it in dry and dry place. Consumer keeps it in a bathroom, high humid areas. It is obvious, and then complaints come. Really, it is very difficult to train consumers or educate consumers. Really, consumer awareness will help us in this area. But at the same time, consumers, one of the challenge which we find is, and especially in developing countries, packaging material or packaging choices differ from region to region, because we work very closely in Indian markets also. For example, in Indian market, unit dose packagings are preferred. And recycling of unit dose packaging is really challenging. Most of the times, unit sachets are not recycled. And observation also shows that government is saying that go for big packagings, bulk packaging, and for that making products stable and opening and closing of the product, even the sachets appropriately. If consumers is aware about that, it makes our life easier. But at the end, we have to go with consumers' demand. Making consumers aware is little challenging all the time. In collaboration with packaging industry, we are trying to solve those issues.
So do you work on lightweighting or other sustainable innovation or ways of making plastic packaging more responsible, so you can still have the advantages that plastic packaging gives you, but making it as sustainable as possible?
Simple thing which we find is scaling up without plastic is not possible. For example, we need thermal binding. So for binding purposes, if we try to go complete plastic free, there are certain companies, customers, they want 100% plastic free, but in such cases, sealing of the bags is not very good because the liners should be there for packaging, and that creates issues with stability if we do not seal it properly. So we need material which is sustainable, which is food contact, thermal stable, and sealing is proper. So we are working around that. So we need materials which are recyclable, home compostable, but at the same time, we cannot 100% get rid of plastic material. We need some combination.
Thank you. My final question, which I confess is actually my favourite question, is how all this expertise and the research and all these people that you've been able to gather together and learn from and your own research, how can you use that, or how do you use that knowledge to do better in your own life?
In my own life, we see to it that we use minimum plastic, recycle material. Every time when we have to throw something, do I need to throw or can I reuse it? So all sustainability aspect we use. Sometimes when we go in the stores, we discuss with the managers, is it this packaging material, can it be better? I conduct some lectures through our programs. We have here outreach programs, how change in packaging makes is better for our products, for our day-to-day, how we can contribute to reduction in packaging material.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Professor, or Anant, if I may, it's been really, really lovely to talk to you. And I think the patent that you have, the Evershine and Evershield, is super interesting. I'd like to know more as you continue to develop these exciting solutions. So hopefully we shall get to speak again. But for now, thank you very much. And please give my love to Bradford.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. It is wonderful to speak with you, Emma.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.